Dan.
I'm Doug.
This is the Double D podcast. And if we're drinking, pour me a double.
Cheers up. Okay, let's get into it. It's in the fridge.
What's in the fridge?
That was a good intro. Quick and quick.
Well, it's funny because when Lisa was on and she had that, you guys are drinking? I don't have a drink. And I was like, yeah, we're both drinking. Why do you think we call it the Double D podcast?
Yeah.
What did people think it meant? All right.
What do we got?
Well, I kind of similar to what you do. I sometimes grab beer based on how I like the art on the cans or the name. And this is from Blood Brothers Brewing in Toronto, Canada. And this one's called Paradise Lost. And it is a Citrus 5 Sour Ale. I don't know if you like citrus beer, but I love citrus beer.
I don't mind it. Couldn't be like going to a Halloween party and drinking it all night.
Well, no, that's the thing.
What's in there?
I just thought I saw. Like, it sounds like there's something in there. Maybe some pennies. You'll be fine. It'll just taste like records.
How's the pour going?
I'd say it's going good.
Speaker glass.
more pressure.
Yeah, so if you watch the last one or listen to the last one, the last episode we had on was the Scream Queen.
The lovely Lisa.
Oh, I like the smell of it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and we actually had some audio issues where her video uploaded and the sound was way off. So I had to take it and download it to a different program so I could separate the audio and then go. Could be a sponsor.
Paradise Lost. Well, yeah, Toronto Brewery. And if they were contacted, be like, hey, would you be able to feature Paradise Lost on your podcast now that it's growing like a giant tree?
We're in paradise.
Hells yeah. I would be like, oh yeah, we featured them on episode 11. And they'll be like, isn't episode 11 your worst rated episode? She went from having a interesting female guest to just being back to you two guys. Your fucking glasses and hats. I need a hat. I'm going to get a hat.
You want a hat?
Oh, gross. I mean, not right now, but I mean, well, I wouldn't want to cover this up.
You got the quaff going.
Yeah, I was outside all day in the frickin' wind. Oh, that is nice. Let's get this live going. So options.
We've got hats. We've got hots. Might be a little dusty, but that's a good hat for you right there.
Might be good. All right. Action. Lights, camera. Where's the live? Here's the live.
All right, I'm back.
Nope, I'm not at the Reversing Falls anymore. Back to Double D podcast.
Yeah. This
Should probably spell podcast right. That would help.
Citrus 5, 6%. Blood orange and limes. Actually, it's pretty good.
Well, when I was in
Lost.
When I was in Newfoundland, well, not Newfoundland. When I was in New Brunswick, the first beer I had there was a Moosehead.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
I'm just this sounds recording. We're good.
Oh, okay. Well, because we've been there before. I was at a gastropub, and they had this Moosehead Radler with tangerine in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a grapefruit tangerine radler, and I was like, "Oh shit! 2 levels of citrus. The sweetness of the tangerine will kind of counter the sour of the grapefruit." And it was really good. It didn't feel like I was drinking a beer though.
No,
Felt like I was drinking a nice, refreshing summer lemonade.
It's a nice hot patio drink.
Yeah, definitely one of those. So
good job, my blood brothers.
Yes, I would drink that again. So, for this installment, just going into my little bag of tricks here, what Doug and I decided to do, because we thought, we have a couple of segments on here, namely What's in the Fridge, which is my personal favorite. And we thought, what if we had some other little segments? I mean, that'll help kind of keep things fresh and lively. And, everyone looks forward to two old guys wearing flannel and funny hats talking about stuff. You got a list?
I don't have a list. I got a couple of segments.
Segments, okay.
But go ahead.
All right. So here's the first one. I mean, I've been working on this for months. A stranger appears.
And?
Sorry, that was my haiku. Sorry, throwback. It's not an episode of Double D's unless we,
From the past?
Yeah.
Goes through a door and then...
Goes down an elevator.
And opens the door and he's in our podcast.
Yeah, and he has to fight a stegosaurus.
For food.
All right, this one was more of a joke than an actual...
Stegosaurus steaks.
This one was more of a joke than an actual segment, but it was called The Hooer Reviewer.
The Hooer Reviewer?
The Hooer Reviewer. And that would be...
So we look up pictures of horrors and review them?
No, we would be reviewing porn for the plot.
Okay.
So, I mean, the problem with that is, you'd have to watch your own porn, I'd have to watch mine. We're not going to watch porn together and then review the plot, because that's just going into weird fucking territory. But it would essentially be like, oh, well, this week I watched, whatever the terrible title is, and just be like, yeah, and then you review the plot, just the plot that leads to for how believable the plot was. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, that's more of like a funny, that's like an SNL sketch more than an actual podcast thing. So I just wrote that one down as a joke. Also, I like the title, The Hooer Reviewer.
Hey,
Something
TikTok.
going on here? Oh, hey, TikTok, people in there? There's 4 people in there. Let us know if you think The Hooer Reviewer would be a good segment. Also, the question in there, and I don't know if anyone actually said anything. What we're asking people today is, what pissed you off today? Because that's like my favorite idea for a segment to introduce, but...
You know what fucking pissed me off today?
No.
Fucking drivers on the highway. Or getting on the highway.
Oh, like on-ramp drivers.
Like you're on the acceleration lane. Note the name acceleration lane.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to speed up to the flow of traffic and merge in.
Yeah.
Right? And normally the traffic on the 400's going 110, 120.
Yeah. On the right.
Buddy in front of me decides to go 50.
Oh, fuck.
And he just goes bloop right into the traffic. I just whipped down past him on the acceleration lane, accelerated and got in safely. But the other thing is too, the people coming up that right lane are supposed to either adjust their speed or move over.
Yeah.
So let people come on too, which they don't.
Yeah, and that's just really shit driving. And we could spend every podcast from now until the gray finally takes us over talking about shit drivers. That's always a hot button fucking issue. And I just got back from New Brunswick, where the driving is completely different than here, because it's basically Highway 11 everywhere, but no cars.
No.
Almost no traffic.
No rush hour, no nothing.
The only time the traffic was busy was Friday at 5 o'clock heading into St. John, where there was construction. That was the only time the traffic ever slowed down. So it was a nice break from the...
So how was your trip?
Here. Trip was great. I don't want to sidetrack too much because I was just about to hear your first segment, but I'll say quickly, it was fantastic. There were deer everywhere. All I could think is you'd be just...
Deer had it sounded like.
Kill 20, eat 1.
Wow. Deer's a little bit smaller than stegosauruses.
It's true, and they were very small there.
Yeah.
We saw 3 the first day, just randomly out in a cow pasture, and it was like right by us. It was like, oh my god, it's so majestic. There's deer. Oh my god. By the second day, we'd seen 25, and it's like, wow. All I could picture is like
populated.
Yeah, like I wanted to do a video where it's like first year in Newfoundland. Oh my gosh, deer. Second year in Newfoundland. Oh babe, look, a deer. Third year in Newfoundland. Fourth year Newfoundland, get the fuck out of the road! Like you start to fucking hate them.
Well, they have that whole highway that comes out of Quebec all the way down to where it goes over in Nova Scotia. I guess that's Highway 11. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But that highway that comes down out of Quebec, the main highway,
Yeah.
it's like it's one of the most dangerous highways for moose.
Oh, I
They
did
got
hear there's a lot
fences.
of moose there too.
Yeah, and they got fences all the way down the highway, like fences all the way down, so the moose can't get on the highway.
Oh shit.
And we drove to Nova Scotia a couple of years ago.
Hey, me.
We're driving down that, and it's starting to get dusk. Isn't there a fucking moose right there? But he's on this side of the fence.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, I didn't see any moose, but we didn't go too far from St. John. We were just checking out the area.
So what's your
Well, you had one. I did my the Hooer.
no, but what pissed off your what pissed you off today?
Oh, what pissed me off today? Backstabbing, gutless coworkers kind of pissed me off today. Just the most jobs you're at, when they teach you about conflict resolution with a coworker, they teach you to bring the issue up to that person. You know, you ever heard the term try three before me?
Try three before me?
Yeah, like ask three people before you ask me. It's kind of like if you're a supervisor on a job site and somebody has a question, don't go directly to the supervisor with the question. Ask some of your coworkers. Ask three before me. Teachers use it with students as well. So basically, talk to the person that you have the issue with before you go up to the next fucking level. Like try and work it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't do that because they're gutless and they have no ability to do conflict resolution on their own because they're all a bunch of spineless fucking turds. So you just immediately start getting shit sent down to you from up top, and it's like, well, fuck, I didn't hear anything about this. So that kind of pissed me off today. It wasn't anything big. It wasn't anything. It was just that it was so trivial, and there was no attempt to like talk to me about it.
It would have been so easy just to say, "Hey,
yeah, so
fucking your body odors a little bit, and you would have been okay. I'll make sure I shower with fucking Old Spice.
You're close. It wasn't body odor. It was my raging masculinity. Some people find offensive.
Alrighty then. How'd that taste? Right in the lung?
Tasted like paradise.
Nice.
Almost lost my lunch.
What? There's a big crack in this thing.
That's okay. It'll hold together for the rest of the drink.
It holds for the rest of this one.
Yeah. So what's
So I thought about a segment of breaking out and going, what was the best movie, TV show, whatever entertainment thing that you saw or did this week or this past week?
Well, you know what I've been watching.
Porn.
Always. Daily.
Ass eating.
No.
That's where you get the wolf thing.
Honestly, 100% honest. Right now, I've never been into ass stuff. Don't like doing it. Don't like watching it. Don't understand it. It's just not my thing. Now there is some weird
Exit
shit.
only.
There is some weird shit that I'm into. Don't get me wrong. Belts and choking and all that stuff. Good times. But no, I never understood the ass stuff.
Alrighty.
That's an exit only opportunity right there. But that's just me. No, but I'm watching Justified.
Yes.
I just killed the first season.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, it was fucking great. I loved it. I'm partway into the second season.
Timothy Oliphant.
Raylan Givens from Justified.
Boyd Devereaux.
Boyd is what's that guy's name? Oh, I love the actor that plays
Goggins.
Boyd. Goggins. Lou Goggins or no? Fuck. But no, he's a great.
Not David Goggins.
No, not David Goggins. That's the guy who's done it all and
runs everywhere.
Runs everywhere.
Yeah, good show.
It's a great show. And honestly, the funny thing is, I've wanted to watch it for years.
Yeah.
Tons of people have told me I'd love it, but it still didn't push me enough to do it. And then the other day, I was looking through all three streaming services trying to find something to watch. I was like, fuck, I can't find anything. And I saw Justified. And all I could think about is you and me having our all about the stupid Justified thing, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it because I've always kind of wanted to. So hey, something good came out of that.
At least he fucking warms them before he shoots them.
Absolutely.
Tells him.
I don't think he ever shot anybody he didn't warn. I'm going to fucking shoot you if you don't stop. And then he goes ahead and
do
does
that.
it.
I'll shoot you.
But no, there's some really great episodes where it's like, it does really well with tying each episode's story to, it doesn't just like kind of, there are some things that are just contained to the episode, but they keep that main story kind of going.
They do have a, yeah.
One of my favorite little standalone segments, though, is the guy that he was in the office and they were talking to him and he was going to go to Supermax and he like overpowered the guards from the prison and there was like a standoff.
Right.
And Raylan was talking to him because his chief basically told him, if you get a shot, take it, shoot the guy.
Right.
And the guy who's reviewing Raylan's Miami thing is right there. He's like, no, I won't give you any trouble about it. And he did everything he could to save the guy.
Yeah.
And the guy, the actor who played that prisoner, is the guy who did all the motion capture for Bill in The Last of Us.
Oh.
Yeah, so every time I see him, I think, oh, there's Bill. And he had a big character in Deadwood as well, with Timothy Olyphant again, which I think they made before Justified. So it's like they already kind of knew each other, which is why their chemistry in that scene was so spot on.
So just to branch off that, so after we watched Justified, and Timothy Olyphant, we watched all the season, was done. We're like, fuck, he's pretty good. What else is he in?
Santa Clarita Diet?
Santa Clarita Diet. Fucking brilliant.
Fucking weird, crazy show, but I loved it.
Brilliant.
It was
funny as shit. Brilliant.
Yeah. Brutal.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah. Oh, some of the scenes in that, though, are just like, like when she, oh, fuck, what's his name? I was just thinking, Nathan Fillion. He plays the, like, scumbag. I don't know if he's a real estate agent or a lawyer. She, like, bites his fingers off. And then he's that severed head that they get advice from.
Right. Yeah.
That was a good show. I think it got canceled. It did 3 seasons and then it ended. I think.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly the ending, but it's a brilliant show.
Yeah, it was really funny. It's too much vomiting in it, though. I think it's the first episode. She just pukes all over the bathroom. I was just like, ugh.
So it starts?
Yeah. But
that's a good one. Yeah, so
it is a good one.
So mine, we watched. It's Halloween still and everything. This will be out after Halloween because Halloween's tomorrow.
Right.
But this won't be out till Monday. Watching all sorts of horror movies and shit, right?
Now's the time to do it.
So Denise was coming home late from work. She'd be home at 9, so I throw on a movie. It's like, she probably won't want to watch this movie. Old People.
Ooh.
It's a German movie. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Remember when I told you that there's movies I don't watch, but I'll watch like a video about it? Old People was one of the ones. I didn't watch the movie, but I watched
but here's the thing. It's not like gory or gruesome, really.
It's just gross.
It's not even gross. It's just filled with it's just like fuck old people like doing that. Well, first of all, like they're in the home and everything, and you're feeling sorry for them because old people kind of get neglected and shit, right?
Yeah, it's sad.
But then whatever happens to them turns them into this horde.
Yeah,
it's just freaky. It's fucking freaky. So I told Denise about it. She watched it. When did we watch it? We watched it yesterday. We went to the Halloween party in Sudbury.
Yeah. Because I remember you messaged me and you were just like, oh, fuck. And I was like, what? What's wrong? And you're like, this movie's fucked. And I messaged you and I'm like, what movie? And you're like, the movie I'm watching. And I'm like, that's what I fucking meant. What movie? Like, what the fuck did you think I meant?
Because I was by myself here in the middle of the fucking woods.
And just worried that a bunch of geriatrics are going to come out?
Fuck out.
How upset would you be if a horde of murderous geriatric people stormed this place, took one look at you, and said,
"Join us,
join us"?
Well, that's the other thing because I'm close to that age, so it was kind of freaky. I look like I'm close to that age,
somewhat, but not quite.
But I'm young. I only really enjoyed myself when I was younger.
There you go.
So Denise, after she wrote it, or after she watched it...
Oh, so she did end up watching it?
Yeah, so when we came home on Sunday, we came back, or beat tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just ordering a pizza, watching a movie, and so we threw the movie on. She's like, let's watch it. So we threw it on. And after we watch it, she's like, old people on Netflix, frightening, disturbing, sad, and should awaken those who let the elderly suffer alone in silence.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
It has a little bit of different kind of like, oh fuck, for everybody.
yeah, I'm sure it hits everybody a little differently.
It's a good one though. It's
But
a good.
there's a number of movies that have come out in the last little while, and even back in the day, like The Shining, the bathtub scene, like naked old people. They use it as this like terrifying thing, and they did it with Pearl in X. Did you ever see those movies? So X is this movie that came out. It was a horror movie that came out, and it was about a group of young people filming a porn on a farm. So they pay these people to film the porn on their farm. Yeah, and there's this old woman, Pearl, who's like obsessed with these young, beautiful people and starts killing them all. And the movie did so well, and the actress who played Pearl also played the main girl. So they rushed a prequel about Pearl when she was young.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and even then she was like a sex obsessed kind of a nutcase. I've never watched them, but yeah, there was a post I saw a little while ago, and it's like, Hollywood, please stop trying to make naked old women scary, or stop using them in horror movies. They probably won't. There'll be more. Maybe they'll just hit the nail right on the head. Scary naked old women.
Yeah. There's another one we watched. I know it's the best one, but I got kind of two.
Okay.
The Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh, I want to watch that.
That's short eight episode.
Yeah, that's like right up there. That's the next thing that I want to watch.
That's a good one.
Definitely looking forward to that one. I got to tell you about.
Had me guessing to the end.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
I like those kind of shows. I gotta I gotta tell you about this one thing, and this is for a throwback to anybody who loves the old, low budget, cheesy '80s like horror movies. I comment on so many horror movie groups on Facebook that I get these random posts in my newsfeed. Yeah. And somebody posted this clip from a movie. I think it was in the '80s or the late '70s, and it's called what was that? Well. Sorry, babe. I know you're not watching, but sorry about that. It's this movie called The Pit.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking weird. It's about a kid, very awkward, socially awkward, gets bullied. He's at that age where he's becoming very interested in girls and doesn't know how to approach it without being a creep. And
like me still.
Kind of, yeah. Well. And his parents like hire this girl to like basically be a caregiver for him. She's like teenage. She's like 17, 18. To kind of be his friend and make him less awkward. And while the process of this is going on, this kid wanders off into the woods and he goes up to this pit and he starts having a conversation. And you're like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And down in the pit are these fucking creatures. These things. These troll-looking fucking things. And he's found this hole in the woods. And he's the only one who knows that these fucking things are down there. And they can't get out. But he knows they're there. And he goes there to confide in them and talk to them about his life. And he's always worried about them because he's like, well, what do you guys eat down there? And then he just gets the notion he keeps bringing them food from the butcher shop, but he runs out of money. And he's like, well, what am I going to do to feed these things? So the people that bully him, the shithole people that are in his neighborhood, yeah. He just starts bringing them all and tricking them and knocking them into this pit to be eaten by these fucking things. It was so weird and so cheesy.
What's the name?
It's called The Pit, and you can actually watch it on YouTube. The whole movie's there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I watched the whole thing.
I'm watching that one.
Yeah, and it's so cheesy bad that it's actually good. Like right up there with like, when people talk about Troll 2?
Yeah.
Oh my God! It was like that kind of cheesy. But yeah.
Sometimes cheese is good though.
It was definitely, I had a good time watching it because it was just, it's like a throwback to, I think it's Canadian too.
Oh yeah?
It's like an 80s Canadian horror.
Cool.
All right, so what pissed you off today? We talked about that. Somebody messaged me because I put it out on a couple of I put it out on this TikTok account, I put it out on the other one, and I wanted to just see if people would comment.
Yeah.
I made videos. One person said that their zipper broke today, That would piss me off. That's fucking terrible. Like, especially if it's a coat you really like, and then it's like, am I really going to spend the money to fix this? Am I going to safety pin it? What am I going to do? That sucked. And somebody else, stud, what are they called? Spud nuts? You ever heard of those?
Spud nuts.
Spud nuts.
No.
My like oldest friend in the world, his wife commented because I put it out on Facebook. And I was like, "What pissed you off today?" And somebody wrote spud nuts, and I was like, "I don't know what the fuck those are." So I looked it up. They're potato donuts, like donuts that are made with potato.
Okay.
I don't know why those pissed her off, but apparently she doesn't like spud nuts. So sorry about that. I would try it.
It's a deep fry. It's a donut.
I'm guessing it's a donut, but it's potato based. To be a vegan donut, then I'm wondering if Donuts does that, because Donuts is like super popular.
Wait. What's in a donut that doesn't make it fucking vegan?
Eggs, milk,
Well, what do you have to use? Fucking a potato?
stem cells. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they use to make a donut.
Fuck, I guess
I'm guessing
eating them. Maybe they'll look younger.
Lots of eggs and cream and
Baby blood.
Baby blood, yeah. Baby seals.
Got to get a hold of Sandra Bullock there. See where she gets her supply.
Oh, Sandra. But one of the other ones I had, and I think this would be a fun segment where the segment would be called "That's Probably Bullshit," where we bounce an idea off each other,
Yeah.
or you say something you heard on the internet, and then there's the debate of well, that's probably bullshit.
I like that one. Put a little star beside that fucking one.
All right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, every single time I talk to Nat and she asks me a question, I try to use logic and rationality to be like, well, from the sounds of it, this is what it means. And she looks at me like, you don't fucking know. And I'm like, no, but I'm probably right. And 8 times out of 12, I'm close.
8 times out of 12.
But I mean, when I say something to her, she gives me that look of that's probably bullshit, what she just said. So I don't know. I thought that'd be a fun one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. You got another one?
Yeah. So I was thinking like a podcast plug. So we would talk about another podcast, not like fucking Joe Rogan's podcast or somebody famous, but some other podcast, some other, stiff like us doing our own thing, and plug them and talk about the episode we watched and why we liked it.
Okay. So you send me one or I send you one, we both listen to it, and then we kind of pick the things that we want to discuss?
I'm just thinking, pick your own, whatever you happen to listen to that week, whatever you come across.
Do you ever listen to, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Two Bad Friends, or the Bad Friend podcast?
With
Bobby Lee and...
I sometimes I do.
Funny ginger guy?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
That, I fucking hate Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and this is the thing, I think so much of what he does is very character based. It's like people dislike him for a certain way he behaves, so now it's like, okay, well, if I keep hamming that up, that's my bread and butter.
Right.
That's like the thing that's drawn people in, is that I come across as a disgusting, unlikable human being. And the Bad Friend podcast really beefs that up. It's like that's kind of his whole thing. He's either full of shit or a dirtbag. And my dislike for him stemmed from an episode of Hot Ones where I just felt he was fucking rude. Like, of all the guests I'd seen on the show, he's the only one who was just like a kind of a dick. And I was like, I get that, the
one where he said he shit himself and all that.
Yeah. And just one point he just like yelled at the host to shut up, and I'm like, dude, fuck you, don't talk to him like that. You disgusting fucking human being. So since then, I don't like him, but I like watching the podcast because the other guy, whose name has slipped my mind, he calls him on all that shit.
Yeah, they have a girl on there too.
They do. They have Bobby Lee's daughters on there sometimes.
Was that his daughter?
The young Korean girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's his daughter, because she said something one time. They were all talking about shitting, and she's like, how much blood comes out of your asses when you guys shit?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and they're like,
I saw a clip.
What the fuck are you talking about? She's like, no, like when you shit, how much blood comes out of your ass? And they're like, none. What are you saying? She's like, oh, a lot comes out of mine. And Bobby Lee's just like, oh my, are you serious or are you fucking around? And she's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, God, I feel like the worst fucking father in the world right now. Why didn't you say anything? And it's like she probably has like a fucking fissure or a tear or something going on up there. I mean, naturally, you know, a person's first instinct isn't to talk to their father about what's going on with their ass, but to bring it up in a podcast in front of everybody, it's kind of fucked up.
Trying to look up their names here.
I don't know. Hey, does anybody out there know who the other guy in the Bad Friends? Is it Bad Friend or Bad Friends?
Bad Friends.
Bad Friends podcast. What's the name of the red-haired guy? I'm not going to call him the ginger guy because he'd be pissed off, and I actually like him.
Calls himself Ginger Dude, isn't he?
I think he does.
He has another podcast.
He also does stand-up, and his stand-up's actually really good.
Santino. Something Santino? Oh, yeah, Andrew Santino.
Andrew Santino.
He has another podcast.
Thanks for
too.
nothing.
He has another podcast, too. He does...
The Good Friend podcast?
A lot of these guys are on, more than one podcast, right?
Most of them, yeah. Or they tour around. Like I saw Bobby Lee on one.
Whiskey Ginger. That's his podcast.
Whiskey Ginger?
His own podcast, yeah.
I saw Bobby Lee on one, and I don't know what he said. He pissed off one of the guys, and the guy just left. He left his own podcast. He was like one of the, not the main host, but like one of the co-hosts. And Bobby Lee just said something so like shitty and insensitive that the guy left.
It's funny because that Andrew Santino guy, he'll be like Bert Kreischer. He'll do those fully loaded tours where he takes like whatever it is, 10, 12 top comedians at the time. They do this big tour on the thing. And the Andrew guy goes with them and hangs out with those guys and Joe Rogan and everything, but not Bobby Lee.
Well, he'd be completely outclassed there. No one's going to put up with his shit. He's like, that's probably a really good move on his part. Because, again, he knows where he fits.
Yeah.
And don't try and fit anywhere else. Because that's not the most popular thing to have made yourself famous for. Being a dirtbag. Now, if he said to me, he's like, hey, you fat fuck, you want to come on my podcast and talk that shit? I'd be like, yeah, sure, buddy. What are you, fucking 5'8"? I'll come on your fucking podcast. You want another drink?
Fuck yeah. All right.
What's in the fridge?
I was waiting for that. We're back to the beginning.
All right, I got, what do we got? Let's go with this one. I had this one before. This was one of the first non-beerish beers I ever had.
Non-beerish. Oh, Shock Top.
You ever had Shock Top?
Absolutely.
I like Shock Top. I hope it's not too similar to that last one. I never noticed that X-Wing before. That's fucking awesome. I have one of those too. I got the Millennium Falcon, Slave 1, or is it Slave 2? I got Slave 2, TIE Fighter, all that shit. You got a Shock Top. Is that an umbrella? Or a sword?
It's the fucking draft cap.
Oh, that's awesome.
From my,
See that? So, that would be a nice, like, hilt to a sword.
But it's on my...
Call it the Chop Top.
This is a draft tower.
Oh, nice.
Well, look, I didn't even have to take one off. There's a better one right down there. You can have that one if you want.
What, the Shock Top?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hell. Wouldn't say no to that. Or just, make it a permanent fixture.
Yeah, well. A permanent fixture on the fucking...
This segment, sponsored by Shock Top, the beer we've both had before, and we've decided to have again. And actually, we have not all the cans we've ever had on the show, but...
Shock Top is... Shock
Top.
Top is distributed through the Butts.
Ah.
Belgian Moon or Blue Moon, which is kind of the Molson equivalent to this. This is normally served with a slice of orange.
Okay. Yeah, when I had it the first time, I remember being out, and anytime I went out to a restaurant, and they said, oh, do you want a beer? I was like, oh, well, what do you have? And I never usually went for the stuff on tap. I went for what was familiar. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll have a Canadian, I'll have a Coors, or whatever. And then I remember there was this guy, he was like, have you ever had Shock Top? I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, oh, try it, dude, try it. And
yeah.
This was like my kind of gateway into getting out of the lane of the main stuff. Not
It's all
quite,
right.
not quite the IPA road, but
No, it's a Belgian white beer.
well, it's got that Belgian taste.
Did you try that whole garden yet?
No,
Haven't found
but
it?
oh my god, oh my fucking god! I don't know if did I send you the picture of the flight I had?
Yes.
Okay, so I was in New Brunswick and we were at this nice restaurant, and I got myself some fish and chips because I mean, fuck, I'm in New Brunswick. Why not get some fish
Yeah.
and chips? And they had the flights, so I asked for 4 beers based entirely on their names, and the guy convinced me to change one. I'm like, okay. So there was like the pale one, the slightly darker one, like Rickard's red dark, and then super dark, like barrel wood. And fuck, I can't remember the names, but one of them tasted the way I remember Hogarden tasting.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when, I don't know which episode, probably 13. Episode 13, I will get my hands on some fucking Hogarden and we will revisit that. And we'll see if the taste buds have changed.
There you go.
Yeah. You got another one? I can't remember who did the last one.
Mine was the podcast plug of unknown podcasts. We went right to the fucking bad friends.
The known podcast. Hey, we should talk about movies that not many people have seen. Oh yeah, like that new one that Scorsese just did. No, but I do like that idea. That would be good. This one you'll love, and this is again just something stupid, but old timey stories. Old timey stories. Now, this is the thing. Every now and then I'll be talking to like a group of young people, and I'll be just talking shit about the 90s and the 80s, and like my generation is the generation that went to elementary school with no internet and high school when it just kind of started.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very unique generation. And one kid walks up and goes, "Sir, are you telling your old-timey stories again?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am.
Old-timey stories.
God damn it, I am telling my old-timey stories."
Like when before there was Blockbuster, how we rented movies.
We had 2 video stores in my town, and when I wanted to rent something, shit you not, I did this. I would dig into the couch, looking for loose change. Digging through potato chips and dirt and other shit, trying to find, like, you needed another 45 cents to be able to have enough for a rental. And I'd be digging through the couch cushions to find the money.
Remember when there was like the vending machine where you could rent movies out of the vending machine?
That's how Netflix started.
Was it?
That's how Netflix started too, yeah. Netflix was the vending machine.
Back to the machine?
Yeah. And then eventually they went, they were the first streaming service, but they existed. I'm not sure when they started, but yeah, they were a vending machine thing.
Company.
But I loved going to the video store and just walking around.
Yeah.
And I had this thing. It was a biological condition where I would go to look for a movie and then I would instantly have to take a piss so bad because I'd be walking around and it was like my biological clock was like, "Can we fucking go yet?" And every single time, and there was no washroom in the movie store. I had to like go out, walk to Subway, take a piss, get yelled at, come back, and then finally pick a movie. But no, every time I'd love to walk the aisles, check all the things, and then I'd have to take a throbbing piss. And it was like, that would never happen to me in any other way quite like that. It was like the excitement and just the enjoyment of it all.
A lot of weekends ended up going to the video store, talking to. On Sunday morning, we woke up. I was in the living room having coffee and Bailey's, and then my one son came in. My other son came in that lived there and turned on the TV, and he put on Resident Evil.
Mm.
And we're watching it, and my young son goes, "Fuck, remember when you rented that video game for us?"
No.
I had to play it for them because they were so freaked out.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, and it was like, "Oh, Blockbuster was the best. Friday nights going there and going to Domino's, getting a couple pizzas and
That's the best.
crazy stack bread and
Oh.
couple of movies, couple of video games. You spend an hour easy in the store looking around, right?"
It's not the same anymore. And I had this great idea, and some fucker will probably steal it, but I'd rather somebody steal it than it never happen. And the idea was to create.
Nobody's watching. Who's there?
There's 2 people there.
Oh, okay. We got your names if it's stolen.
I steal this idea if you know how to create a VR environment. So the idea was to create a movie store app where you put on the VR and you walk around a movie store.
Oh.
And you can pick up the cases and turn them over and read the synopsis. And then if you want, cling, sit down and you watch that movie.
I wonder if they have that.
They don't. That's the thing. I think it would be one of those great nostalgia things where it's like, if you want, you can stream through Netflix the normal way, or stream through, Prime or Disney, whatever. Or they could create a VR-based environment where you get to walk around, and maybe there's other people there too, and you can be like, hey, who's seen this? And you can interact with people, and you could click on a movie, and there's like 6 reviews from other people who've walked through the store. And it would just be this kind of cool environment where it's almost like how it was renting movies back in the day,
There's a video store in Coldwater.
Yeah, I've went in there a couple times.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, and prices in there are really good.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you ever want to put together an old-timey movie night, we'll block off a weekend and we'll go into Coldwater, go to Bosco's, grab a couple pizzas.
I have a Blu-ray player, a DVD player, and a VHS player right over there.
You're set up right over there.
Hooked up. But no, if we did that, we'd be doing it on a big screen somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could set it up, do an outside theater or something. I mean, with winter coming, we probably won't be able to do that, but
indoors.
I'd be down for streaming an old-timey movie night. Pizza and wings and beer and movies and...
Yeah, we'd have to record it and then give our synopsis of the movies after.
Yeah, and then we'd have to review it after, yeah. Okay, you do another one? Because this next one, I fucking wrote it down and I was laughing while I was writing it. Because you know how I laugh at my own jokes really harder than anyone else.
So this one is because, killing time today. I'm scrolling social media and shit.
Yeah.
And just fucked up online video. Like this one I found.
Okay.
I'll show you this one.
All right.
I'll try to pipe it into the thing after there.
What do we got? I wonder if any questions came through. Let's scroll back here.
Oh, here it is. So this fucking dude. This dude thinks he's a dog. But hold on, hear me out. And he's like, he's got to be in his 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks other people are really dogs too, but they won't admit it. So he's figured out a way how to expose them by things they do. Just gotta listen to this thing, okay. And I'll pipe it into this fucking video.
Should we give this fucker any more attention that we're already giving him right now?
Absolutely, because it's fucked up online.
Coded, which became like my favorite thing ever, and now I can't stop using it. Specifically, I love pointing out when my friends do something dog-coded. You scare a bird away, dog-coded. You dig a big hole while we're at the beach, dog-coded. Not the sun in my face, hold on. Or like, I collect bones, which is an extremely dog-coded hobby. I was telling one of my friends that I literally have a squirrel buried somewhere that I need to unbury for the bones, and they were like, You're literally a dog. Dog-coded is for the things a little less obvious than me wearing a collar and ears. Like if you don't like high-pitched noises, dog-coded. I have a very dog-coded yawn, like I squeak. Taking yourself on a little walk when you're stressed.
You're fucking killing me right now, Dougie.
Entering your friend group is...
How long is this fucking video?
Straight from the blood. That is dog-coded. I shaved his hands off my shorts and called them my little puppy spots. If you're walking faster than your friend group and you look back over your shoulder and smile at them to make sure they're behind you still, dog-coded.
I can't tell you if this is a fucking joke or not, but
on that note,
the guy's got dog ears.
This leads perfectly into my next segment, simply titled, That Person Just Needs to Fucking Die. Not even making that up. This segment. That person just needs to fucking die. And you know what this segment is about?
Dog coding.
That fucking shit.
Oh my god.
Now, clearly there's other people I was thinking of when I looked at this shit, but certain people, certain fucking personalities online, sometimes I'll be watching something and that's all I can think is that person just needs to fucking die. Like, they're a piece of shit to their core, deep inside. This guy is fucking confused and mentally unwell. He doesn't need to die necessarily. But the more people pay attention to that shit, the more that fucking gets validated, and then more idiots who want attention start doing it too. Because people go where the light is brightest.
Roof.
God damn it, Doug. I always knew. Yeah, like Jada Pinkett Smith just needs to fucking die.
Oh, she's really falling off the fucking hair train.
Oh God! And you know what? I saw an image today, and I know you don't like superhero stuff, but there's this character called the Silver Surfer, who's
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know who the Silver Surfer
Yeah.
is. Apparently, in the remake of the new Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer is going to be female. So I'm looking at this original, this image of the Silver Surfer as female, and the facial features are also very that of a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this bald, silver, black woman, and all I thought was, and I commented, Jada, is that you? Because that's exactly what it looked like. But that shit, and one of the things, I think it was Candace, I can't remember her name.
Bergen?
No, the one that does she does all the race.
Owens.
Candace Owens. She was talking about Jada and everything that's gone on with Will Smith, and she's like, I'm so happy I saw his movies before I knew this shit.
Mm.
Like, I'm so happy when I saw all his movies where he's playing a very like confident macho dude. I didn't know that behind the lines she just had his nuts in a purse.
He was whipped and beaten.
And he's a broken beta male simp for this chick. What does she fucking have that a guy like Will Smith, who was sought out, like just loved by fucking everybody for decades, would beta himself to this woman? What the hell does she have? A fucking cape coming out down there? I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I don't care if she's the mother of your children. She's an evil bitch.
Yeah, well, you know what? As soon as she fucking put him on fucking camera to fucking tell him that she slept with their son's fucking friend, and he had to take it, it's like, what the fuck?
And he's sitting there, and they'd been, and her thing now is like, oh, we were already separated. It's like, yeah, but publicly you weren't. Publicly, you're revealing the dirty laundry of your fucking secret.
Right there.
But you two are in on the secret, not everybody else.
Yeah.
So he is suffering and being tormented, carrying that fucking secret, and now you're dribbling out this shit.
It was fucked. It's fucked up.
I feel bad if that happens to somebody, but like I feel like he just walked and held her hand through the whole fucking thing. I don't.
Yeah, you know what? I still love his movies. Most of his movies.
You think you'll be able to see them in the same way now, though? Like, does it affect the enjoyment?
See, no, for me it doesn't. Like people do fucked up things, and people, how can you watch that movie? Well, I take what the actor does in real life, and then the character he's acting like in the movie. Like, I can watch I Am Legend 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
And I don't think, oh fuck, there's Will Smith, the fucking,
the beta male,
pussy whip, fucking whatever. I don't see it. I don't look at the characters when I'm watching a movie. I take the movie for the movie.
Yeah.
And the characters. I don't think, oh, that's fucking, what's that movie? A fucking Spacek, Spacey.
Oh,
Kevin
American
Spacey.
Beauty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think, oh,
He was playing a fucking
there's a guy that fucked a kid, or allegedly fucked a kid, or whatever it was, right? The guy from Star Wars,
there was a
Star
number.
Trek, when he got canceled for a while.
Yeah, there was a number of.
I can still watch some of his movies, but I don't look at, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't care too much for the fucking guy. I wouldn't go source out fucking any new movies and shit he's probably in.
No.
Especially for that thing. But Will Smith, I don't know. I don't have a...
I'm not saying you wouldn't want to watch his movies or that they're not good anymore. I'm saying, would you be able to view the characters he's playing in the same light, knowing...
Yeah, because he's playing a character. It's not him.
I know, it's true. And people shouldn't carry that shit in, and sometimes they do. Those are the kind of people.
It really depends on what they've done, though.
Yeah.
But
But some people, and I've said this before, some people are just really shitty at watching movies, or they're really shitty at watching TV shows. The thing is, the people that get angry at an actor because they played a bad character, like a character who's a piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you so dissociated from reality that you're gonna get mad at a person who did a good fucking job? Like the kid who played Jack. He played Joffrey on Game of Thrones.
mm-hmm.
Kid was a fucking dynamo at that. He captured this fucking evil asshole character, and he's the nicest guy in the world. Like, everybody on set would always talk about how he's the nicest kid, and he played a fucking psychopath. Even the guy that, I don't know this for sure, but the guy who played Ramsay Bolton, same thing. Not the kind of guy who would play a character like that. The first time I saw him was in the show, fucking great show, started great anyway, called Misfits. You ever hear of that?
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the first 2 or 3 seasons, I think, are gold. It starts to taper off a bit from there. But he was so fucking good in it, and he played the awkward, creepy guy.
Mm.
And again, he was great in it. I'm way fucking off topic here. Anyway, so that person just needs to fucking die. If you can think of anybody who's raged you out in that capacity, or goes around, what was it, dog calling? Dog
dog coding.
That didn't exist in my brain until now. Doug, I didn't have that in my brain. I knew nothing about it, and there's a good chance I could have gone the rest of my life never knowing about it.
What now? Because of thanks to fucked up internet?
Fucked up internet. You know what? I'll say this. That is an effective segment. I will say that. I will give credit where it is due.
The dog boy. Hey, speaking of dead people, Matthew Perry just
oh yeah, that's fucked
Canadian actor, a guy that beat up Justin Trudeau when he was a kid.
He did?
Yeah, he went on some show and told the story how they used to pick on they went to the same school, right? Because they were all rich kids. And, yeah, he used to pick on Justin Trudeau. Of course, Justin Trudeau's eulogy said how they were great friends and he used to play in the schoolyard.
That person just needs to fucking die. He should jump on the casket and get
Justin
fucking
Trudeau.
buried with him. Yeah, should get fucking buried with him with a mask on his face.
But yeah, he had a heart attack and drowned.
Oh, that's
in
what
his
happened.
hot tub.
I kept hearing that he drowned, but it was, oh, fuck me, a heart attack and then drowned.
Yeah, so he was out. He played 2 hours of pickleball or whatever, and then he went home and got in his hot tub and had a heart attack and drowned, and they found him the next morning, whatever.
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
But okay, so he's been dead for when that happened, Saturday night.
I think so.
I guess. So it's been 24 hours. So you can make jokes about it now, right?
I don't know.
Like the Friends cast. Who was that guy on the? Who was the one actor's name? Schwimmer.
Oh, the
David
guy
Schwimmer?
played Ross?
Yeah, that was his name, David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
He was a Schwimmer, but Matthew it wasn't.
That's dark. That's the darkest of the dark.
Is it too early?
I don't know, but I'm feeling like that joke's probably going to sink to the bottom.
All right.
What was his line? He had a line on that show. It's one of my favorite lines of the entire fucking show. And it's just this heated scene is happening and he comes in and steals it. And it's this great moment between Ross and Rachel. Do you ever watch Friends?
Yeah.
Where they're breaking.
I've watched a bunch of them.
They're breaking the fuck up because Ross apparently cheated on Rachel. He didn't. They were on a fucking break, all right? And she's yelling and she's getting ready to leave. And he's all like, oh, fine by me. And she turns around and goes, oh, you know what? It doesn't happen to everybody. What is it? It doesn't happen to everybody. It is a big deal, and there's definitely something wrong with it. And she storms out, and Chandler just goes, I knew it!
I don't think I've seen. I remember the one where he cheated on her, but
yeah. Well, no, she's basically calling him out for erectile dysfunction. It doesn't happen to everybody. It is a big deal, and there's definitely something wrong with it. And she storms out, and Chandler's just like, I knew it. That was one of my favorite moments of the whole show. It's not a show I watch all the way through or all the time,
but it was on everywhere, right?
Every girlfriend I ever had watched that shit, or they watched Jersey Shore, which that cast just needs to fucking die. Not all of them. No, most of them.
You know, Matthew Perry was a huge Batman fan.
Yeah.
Huge. He had in his house. He had this room that was. He called it the Bat Cave, and it was all decked out with memorabilia from Batman movies. He had a life-size Batman thing that he all put together, and he called himself Matman.
Matman.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, you know what? The guy struggled pretty much his entire professional career with alcoholism. It ripped him
and
apart.
drugs. Yeah.
It fucking, like, you could tell from season to season, you could tell when he was in a bad spot, especially in the later seasons. And I think he did a lot to try and advocate for people that were struggling with that too.
Yeah, I think he set up a whole
Yeah.
not a charity, but whatever.
He did a lot for it. I mean,
Yep.
it's just it's sad. I mean, and what a shitty way to go. I wouldn't want to be found like that. That'd be fucked up.
No, hot tub all night, dead.
Like you'd
You'd
be
be boiled.
Like that's fucking.
God.
That's awful. And you probably found by family. Like
Yeah, his handler or whatever found him. Yeah.
fuck me. No, that's fucked up. I either no.
And you know who else died? Bull from Night Court.
Oh yeah,
Remember Night Court?
'Cause there's only like 2 cast members of Night Court still alive.
Yeah, yeah. The
The-
judge is gone. The girl, lawyer, she's dead.
It's just the guy and the other girl. Those 2 are the only ones left, right?
The other lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. I remember watching Night Court when I was a kid. It's one of those shows I used to watch, and I don't know why I watched it. I think it was on before a show I wanted to watch,
It was funny.
so I'd always
It was a
catch
funny
the
show.
end of it,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand it because I was too young. But I just remember $50 in time for
The one girl lawyer that's dead now, she Paradise by the Dashboard Light, Meatloaf song. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
the original singer on that song.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That I did not know. It's amazing what you
Trivia.
amazing what you
With
learn on
Dr.
the Double D
Sleep.
podcast. You know, I'm not saying that you look like you're gonna fall asleep when certain guests are on that were born a rambling man, but I think that was the only time we were doing this where I was like, "Damn, there's something going on with Dougie. He doesn't look
I'm
good."
pretty tired.
That was a
It just hit
rough
me like a ton of breath. See, so we do this Monday nights.
Yeah.
So I start
Monday night.
my work day at like I punch in at 6:30 in the morning, do a bunch of paperwork and shit before I leave to go to work.
Yeah.
It's a long day, so I get up even earlier than that, right?
Damn.
And it's right after the weekend, which I'm usually up late.
Weekends are usually pretty busy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, but that gives me at least a week to sort out the podcast before we has to go up.
One I know
Monday mornings by 7:30, and the last one.
last one I know you had to put in a lot of work on that one.
Holy Jesus!
'Cause of
That's
all
why
the-
it's in a different bit of a format where we have our like picture in picture and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Well, I mean, hopefully.
you know what the hardest part of that was?
What?
Trying to figure, because not all the audio was there, so there's more video of her than audio.
Oh.
So you notice at the end of the podcast, we're still say a couple of things and answer something.
Yeah.
There's no words coming back,
No.
but our end song comes on.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be pregnant.
Mm.
Like that song.
I love that
Somebody's
song.
gonna get pregnant. Anyways,
I shortened up the ending, by the way, make it pop more. But we'll get to that.
good.
Because
But-
it always feels like it comes out different every time.
It does come out different.
It does come out different. So you tell me what you're telling me, and I'm gonna.
But I had to try to figure out. Like what she's saying so I can line up the words somewhere.
Oh, so you became a Ripley.
I had to try to read her lips and
A
try to
lip
figure
reader.
out what the fuck was going on. And then we were way off to what she was. It was a nightmare.
It looked good. The
It's a little off still, but fuck, it's as close as I can get it.
it was like watching a news report because there were so many times where there'd be these little gaps between us talking because it's like we're waiting for the sound to hit us.
Right.
So there were a couple of times in it where it felt gapped out, but it's understandable. It was the connection was weak, but I watched it today. I listened to it on the way home, and then I watched the rest of it later, and I thought it turned out pretty good.
So the bonus is there's like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, the bonus episode. Now is that going to be 9.5 or 10.5?
Well,
The 9.5 bonus.
10's out. It'll be the 10.5.
But technically, it happened before 10.
It did.
So it'd be the 9.5 bonus episode, which was just us, so there should be no audio issues.
No, yeah, there isn't any. But it's gonna come out after episode 10. Obviously.
And that's fine, but I'm just saying you could title it the 9.5, the lost records or the lost tape.
The found tape. The found tape movies.
That was us just like trying to find shit to talk about for 45 minutes while we were waiting. Speaking of 45 minutes, I'd say we got another 20. Want to see what's in the fridge, or is that too much for you? I don't think we've ever done 3 in one night, but last episode,
Let's get wild.
fuck it. Last episode we fucking polished off a bottle of scotch. So, all right,
Peanut butter whiskey, collective arts.
I
There we
like
go.
You ever had this?
I don't know which one is this.
I saw the can and I was like, look at that shit. You know what that looks like? It looks like one of the
It looks
fucking.
like a devil or something.
It looks like one of the rats from
Yeah.
Graveyard Shift.
Yeah.
So what we have here is Ransack the Universe. I love that title, so I was like, fuck yeah.
That's the name of it?
Ransack the Universe.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the
IPA.
title. West Coast IPA 6.8. Fuck it. Drink it.
We don't want them for a sponsor anyways.
Well, oh, that just hit me. Tis potent.
I smell a lot of beer during the day, so.
Now, because you smell a lot of it during the day, does that in some ways kind of put you off of it?
No.
Because I got to tell you, when I used to work security, when I had to deal with drunk people in my face, and they had that, I've been drinking beer for the last 4 hours, beer breath.
Oh,
It was the most foul-smelling shit I've ever smelt in my life, and I've dated smokers.
yeah.
And I'm not talking like, oh, you've had a few beers, so you know. I'm talking people who like they've been smoking all night,
Yeah, I
drinking
know.
all night,
Yeah.
and then they get in your face the way drunk people do, and they're just their breaths. Like I'd rather be smelling their ass than their breath.
I thought you weren't into that shit.
Until you're dealing with a fucking smoky beer drinker that's been
No,
drinking.
so you know what? So beer breath and like fresh beers, two different things, two different smells.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Does have a nice scent. It's a little different. Is your cup leaking?
Smiling at me.
Smiling at you? Mushrooms finally kicked in.
We have to we'll have to get some double D branded fucking mugs and shit.
Yeah, I was thinking that today. I was like, oh, we gotta get like some mugs or some merch or a shirt or
Ransack the universe.
ransack the universe. I feel like that's should be a saying in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's something Rocket would say. Ransack the universe.
Drink creatively.
Drink creatively. Hey, look at this. This is an Irish drinking mug, and that's got
And
flamingos.
Chris, drink creatively. That's the fucking that's the slogan.
Drink creatively,
So shut up.
or smoke creatively, since you can't drink.
Galaxy, Mosaic, and Citric.
Citric,
Citra?
Citra.
Fuck that.
Have you got another one?
Another beer? Yeah.
No, none other.
No, that's all I kind of got.
All right, this is just the last stupid one I wrote down, and the trick is in the spelling. It's words of wisdom, but I spelled wisdom WIZDUM. So basically, it's like
That's pretty DUMB.
words of wisdom, basically either, coming up with, everyone's got like, oh, you know what my mantra is? Never take love when you could give it. Or, I don't know, shit like that.
Never words of wisdom.
Never blow your load in anger. Words to live by. Everyone's got like a saying or they got some shit. But most of the time it's just like you hear it and you're like, oh, fuck. Makes you groan.
Yeah.
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 Those are the words of wisdom.
Fucking wisdom.
Well, we've discussed segments now of all these. Which of those? That's probably bullshit. I think that's the one that you kind of really reacted to.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever? There's like an ice breaking exercise people do sometimes where they say 3 things.
Yeah.
2 of them are lies.
Yeah.
1 of them's true, and
Yeah.
then the people have to kind of guess what the true thing is.
Lost Paradise, Shock.
Ransack the universe. What's that?
I just named them all.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say when the beer makes you, then you gotta shout out the beer, or the country it's from. Oh, ransack.
So we're gonna get a couple more guests on.
Oh yeah, we So I haven't asked Gary yet, but I'm pretty sure he would be down. It's almost like I feel like I don't have to ask. It's just a matter of, hey buddy, you want to do that? When?
Telling them when.
This is the days that we do it. When it works for you, come on down. And he would probably come and do it live because I feel like it's so much better live. I know Melissa wants to do it, which would be great because she's quite the character. Yeah. And she was like, I I don't know if she listens to these. Hey Melissa, if you listen, we're talking about you. When we were talking, like we had Chris on, and then I was like, oh yeah, Lisa's gonna come on. I wonder if she sat there going, fuck you, motherfucker. I've known you longer. I introduced you to, and she gets to go on first. Fuck you.
She made the comment on the one video clip about you guys were talking about the wolves eating your assholes and stuff. And
yeah, I feel like we always come back to that.
I put that clip out. She's like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Hey, that was a great question. That was a fantastic question. And I feel like we need to do make a shirt of just like Chris laying like dead in the snow with his ass in the air and 7 wolves just sitting there looking at him like, I don't consent to this meal. There's some things even I won't eat.
And this is always a good episode.
Oh yeah. There's more
fishbowl episode.
I love the fishbowl.
Ninja or pirates?
Do I want to fight ninjas or pirates? Or do I want to hang out with ninjas or pirates?
Well, it just says ninja.
Or do I just like ninjas or pirates more?
Well, yeah, let's just go. Who do you think would win? Ninjas or pirates?
I'm going to say ninjas, because ninjas are trained to kill. Pirates just go around stealing shit. There's no real discipline. Pirates are basically like, it's like a prison on the ocean. So they go by prison rules. They attack in great numbers against weaker opponents. Ninjas come at you from the shadows and fuck your shit up. Now, would ninjas and pirates ever fight? You don't see a lot of ninjas on boats, and you don't see a lot of...
But couldn't the pirate ship go fucking float over there to ninjas or what, Japanese? Ninjas Japanese, or they...
Well, there were pirates back in the day. Like, there were Asian pirates, but would they be going around with ninjas on board and, like, sending them across the ropes to fucking wipe out the pirates on the other boat?
Yeah, but maybe the pirates came ashore to a ninja village.
So if a group of 12 pirates decided to rob a temple protected by 12 ninjas, I think the ninjas would fuck the pirates up.
Yeah, so the pirates came here to bury their fucking treasure, or to look for fucking the buried treasure under the X, and came across the fucking pyramid, or the temple, Then there was all the shit there, and they started to fucking steal it, raid it like fucking good pirates do. And then the ninjas started fucking throwing like fucking throwing stars and shit at them.
Yeah. Now, I used to play. You ever watch Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah,
The show?
I think so. Deadliest Warrior.
Oh, Ransack.
Is that the fucking one where they run through the maze or the?
No, that's this ninja thing, American Ninja Warrior. Deadliest Warrior was a show where they would look at warriors from history and they'd get experts to analyze
and see who would beat who.
And see who would beat who.
Yes.
I can't remember who the ninja fought. Fuck, would it have been the pirate? No. But no, the game, there was a game, I used to always play it, and you could play as all these characters. And in that way, if it's one-on-one in broad daylight, ninja versus pirate, the pirate might have a chance, but I would still put advantage to the ninja. I mean, yes, the pirate's got guns, but...
Be like that Indiana Jones thing that comes out with the big sword.
Boom! But again, you're talking an old flintlock pistol or a blunderbuss.
Yeah.
Now,
Not very accurate.
If they're put into a ring and they have to fight and the pirate's got fucking guns, well, advantage pirate. But I feel like if it was a kilometer square arena of land and water, and you had a fucking ninja temple and a pirate ship, and it was going to be a 12-on-12 battle, at the end of it, I feel like the ninjas would win.
Right. Well, ninjas are all secretive and hide in the
That's
shadows.
the thing.
And all
They're
shit too,
assassins.
right? So.
And on the show, the guys even said, they're like, well, a ninja would not fucking fight a Viking head to head.
Yeah.
They would come around when the guy was asleep and fucking kill him in the dark. That's what they do. They're assassins. They're not going to fight like a samurai fights.
Right.
But yeah. So I would say ninja. Ninjas are crafty killers. They're trained assassins. Pirates are fucking jailbirds on the ocean.
I agree. Let's drink to that. Soon to be a double D cup.
Oh yeah. You got any more in there?
Fuck, there's a few in here. I don't know if we've done any of these or not.
That one we did.
Would you rather go to a concert or a sports game?
Concert. Definitely concert. There's no live sport. I would rather go to a bad concert than because I've been to some cool stuff. I've seen the Jays at the Sky Dome. I've seen the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen George St. Pierre defend his title in Toronto. I've seen some pretty cool shit. But I'd rather go to a concert that wasn't even that great. I love going to concerts. That's just me though.
So I've been to Grey Cup games. I've been to Blue Jays winning World Series games.
Oof.
I've been to not Toronto Maple Leafs winning any Stanley Cups, but a lot of fucking games.
Yeah.
A lot of games. My family's had season tickets since 1944, so a lot of games in the 80s I saw.
Holy shit.
A lot of games. I've been to hockey games all over North America. But live music, I love seeing live music.
Just something about it, man.
Be it in a bar or wherever. Live music's just
Again, I used to work security at just like a fucking pub up in Aurora. And when we had live music in, it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Even if it was just somebody I'd never heard of that was selling CDs out of their trunk. It was really cool to see.
All right. Well, fuck. There we go.
There you go. I think we have an agreement. Well, one thing I will say, I've seen Motley Crue live. I wish I'd seen Motley Crue live 15 years ago. 15 years before when I saw it. I would have loved to have seen them in their prime.
Yeah.
What do you got?
What would you rather like to see? A comedian in a serious film or a serious actor in a comedy?
It depends because, my God, just the other day, I was watching this scene from Ted 2 where Liam Neeson comes into the fucking grocery store to buy a box of tricks. You ever seen Ted?
Yeah, Ted.
Ted, that's with the teddy bear that
Oh,
comes to
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the fucking second one, Ted, he has to get a job.
With
and he's
Wahlberg, right?
Mark
yeah,
Wahlberg.
yeah.
He gets a job at a convenience store and no, at a grocery store, and fucking Liam Neeson walks in to buy a box of tricks, and he's just like, "If I buy these, there isn't going to be any trouble." Ted's like, no, you can buy those." She's like, "I've heard that they're reserved strictly for children. If I buy these, you're not going to follow me to my apartment, are you?" And he's being so serious. And again, he's worked with Seth MacFarlane so many times. And the scene is so fucking funny. And again, it's because it's so different that it's so good.
Yeah.
But then, you'll sometimes see a comedian in a serious movie and it's like,
Like,
it just doesn't, it doesn't, like, you don't want to see them like that. But I mean, some comedians, they have genuine acting talent. They can pull some shit off.
right. So when you see a comedian doing a serious role, it's kind of like, okay, that's cool. He's doing a serious role, but it's more about the movie. But then when you throw a serious actor like Liam Neeson or even Mark Wahlberg, who wasn't really a comedian, and he's in the comedy, right?
And he does.
And it just makes it that comedy that much more better because it's not the typical role of what these guys do, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny.
But
Watching a comedian in a serious role, it's good and everything, but there's nothing really special about it. You know what I mean? It's just them acting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love one though, right?
I love both. I don't know which one I would say is better. I mean, if it's done well, I would say the serious actor in a comedic role, because comedy and horror, they say, are like the easiest things to do are comedy. Like, you start out in doing like horror movies or comedies, it's like either goofy shit or spooky shit.
Is that why we all do this horror shit?
Probably. That's why we talk about comedians and we talk about horror movies. It's like, we don't want to talk about the serious dramas. We leave that to the fucking
The serious drama.
the serious guys. But yeah, there any more in there? Oh, there's always a bunch in there, huh? Let's see. We got about 5 more minutes in us, I think, before Dr. Sleep needs to go.
Yeah. A few more sips out of the old muggaroon.
Well, car or bike? By bike, I think it's motorcycle. So, car or motorcycle?
Yeah, I've always wanted a motorcycle, but I don't want to die, so car. Actually, I know too many people that actually died on a bike, so.
Well,
I've always wanted to have a Harley and shit, but
it just seems too risky.
yeah.
And
the older I am now, it's like the closer you are to dying, it's like
not worth it.
I don't want to skydive anymore.
No.
I don't think I want to ride a bike anymore. So car.
Yeah, I'd be car too. And it was funny, like when we were driving around New Brunswick, I'm like, again, looking at how like everything looks like Highway 11 up to Muskoka. And I said to Nat, I'm like, you know what? I could see myself like riding a motorcycle out here. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, the roads seem safe. She's like, the roads here are exactly the fucking same as where we live.
You could ride on the bitch seat.
It's like there's fucking highways like that all around where we live. It's just you work in a city, but you could ride a motorcycle around there. You're just not going to do it because it's fucking stupid and you die. Because I didn't grow up riding motorcycles, so I'd be learning to drive a motorcycle as a fucking 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, I'm car. I gotta say car.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking easy. Pick another one.
All right. Sorry, I fucked that last one up, guys. Sorry to the 3 people watching. Hey, we got 266 likes. I'll take
Still
that.
3 people not watching. That's because I'm not on it. They don't see my mug.
They can see your mug. They see half my mug and half your mug. That's usually how I set it up. And then there's some dead space in the middle where the mic's supposed to be. But the mic's fucking surrounded by beer cans. Netflix or Prime?
Oh, Netflix. Yeah, you know what?
It has a
It
better
flips
flavor.
back and forth actually because I was. It was definitely Netflix for a while, and then because Prime didn't have a lot of, they had a lot of like cheesy shit on.
Yeah.
And then Prime got really good for a while, and was only doing Prime. Netflix wasn't that good. Netflix is throwing back a bunch of shit that's good again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gone back to Netflix more.
Netflix is like having a girlfriend who's always down. She's always got something for you. She wants it. She's got it. It's good. Prime is like dating a chick who's bipolar.
Plus, Prime turned us down on our movies. So fuck.
They
Prime.
did?
Yeah.
Fuck Prime. I'm canceling my subscription. You consider Tubi?
So now we're no, we're gonna launch it New Year's Eve. Fuck, Halloween night on YouTube first.
Okay.
We might throw it. We might. I don't know. I'll mention it to Joe, but
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean,
yeah,
it gets you on there, and I mean, if it gets the recognition, then the other people might come like, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe we got something.
the director's cut will be out there. I think he said he's New Year's Eve. He's putting it out.
All right.
New Year's Eve. Fuck. Halloween.
New Year's on the brain.
Tomorrow night, which will be fucking last week when this airs.
You know the thing that pisses me off about Prime is that it's so interconnected with all the other streaming services that you'll be like searching for something and you're like, oh fuck, there it is, and it's like, oh no, it's not. You have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Or no, that's on Paramount. That's on Stars. That's on this. That's on that.
Yeah, you have to downlist this fucking thing and subscribe to this fucking yeah.
That's a pain in the ass. And there are times where there were certain things I really, really wanted to watch. It's like, okay, fuck, well, like, let's do the 1 month thing. Like I really wanted to watch Twisted Metal, had to get fucking Paramount to do that.
Yeah.
Really wanted to watch Black Sails, had to get fucking Stars to do that. And it's like it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And that was like one of my favorite fucking shows. It's like Game of Thrones with pirates.
What's it called?
Black Sails.
Black Sails.
You ever see Black Sails?
No.
Oh my fucking god. It's one of those shows I tell everyone about it and then nobody fucking watches it. And then when they finally do watch it, they're like, oh my fucking god, I love this
Justified.
show. Like Justified. But imagine a show about pirates that takes place during the time of Nassau, and it's about Captain Flint. It's about the guy that Treasure Island?
Yep.
Okay, so Long John Silver has a parrot named Flint, right? Who he named after the captain he served under when he lost his leg. So it's the story of Captain Flint and about all these characters from that time in history.
Right.
And it's the budget on it is fantastic. The effects are fucking great. The action's good. The characters are great. I fucking love that show. I can't say enough about it. And it did 4 seasons. It ended right when it needed to. It didn't fucking jump the shark. I've watched it all the way through twice because I convinced Nat after so much fucking time to finally watch it, and she loved it.
Really?
When it was done, she was like, fuck, I just miss listening to Flint and Silver have those deep fucking conversations. And I'm like, I told you.
That's on sale on
I think it's on Stars.
Stars.
But it's like you could watch the first episode for free on Prime.
Yeah. Then download the free 30-day fucking thing.
Yeah. And it was like
all seasons.
First season's good, but you're like, what the fuck? What? And the second season's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. And then the one thing I'll say about it does season finales better than any fucking show I've ever seen. I always love the season finales. They always fucking delivered.
Yeah, Denise and I like powering through something. We hate waiting.
I hate waiting.
If I gotta wait, if I'm watching something and it's happening, and then they go to half a season, you know how they start doing they put out fucking 5 episodes and then they wait half a year and then go to the rest of the season. You're losing me. I get lost. I'm gone. I'm on to something else by then.
There's a sweet spot where
Can't do that anymore.
If a successful show has 2 seasons out, and it's like, oh, okay. If it's a show that has 8 seasons out and everybody universally agrees it started to suck after season 4, do I want to watch that show?
Well, Game of Thrones, we never watched, and everybody fucking talked about it. Everybody.
Because it was good right up until the end.
So, I mean, it was years after it ended. We streamed it and powered through it. Every night we'd watch a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Instead of watching something else, we're just on that, right? We'd follow through.
And again, great show, great characters. They fucking
the ending
dropped
scene
it.
Rush was just like,
well, Jamie didn't have fucking blonde hair anymore. all the character arcs that have been built for so long, they were just like, nah. Bran ended up amounting to literally fucking nothing. Like he had this whole angle coming up with him being able to warg, where the thing everyone was waiting for was for him to warg into one of the fucking dragons. And what happened? Nothing. He sat by the fucking spirit tree and everyone died around him trying to save him.
Right.
Fucking annoying.
So there was a prequel or whatever that came out.
Oh yeah,
Series.
House of the Dragon.
And we watched the season 1 and liked it.
Yeah, it was decent.
Waiting for season 2. I'd probably never watch it now because it's been so fucking long. I've totally forgotten about the story.
Well, there's a guy who fucked his niece. There's a guy who died. There's a girl who became another girl who actually lives as a man. There's a dragon, a big one, ate a smaller one, and there was a kid on it, and that was very sad. And people are mad. And there was a guy. There's the guy, the angry Doctor Who guy. It's the best character on the show. And there's a guy with one eye. And I think he flew the dragon that ate the kid.
Well,
there's your. You don't need to watch the recap.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna fucking watch it again.
Oh, you will.
No, because we're just on other shit. It'll
And
never come around.
A time will come when it's all out, and you're like, okay, let's go back into that melting pot of mediocrity. Let's face it, it was good. It wasn't season 1 of Game of Thrones good.
There's a fucking I don't know why it just came to my head, but there's a comedy. It's called Resident Alien.
Okay.
So it's funny as shit. So this alien has come to Earth to wipe out the Earth.
Yeah.
And he assumes the body of this doctor in a small town and all that. And
is it with Alan
red-haired guy?
Yeah, the guy from Firefly. Oh, you haven't watched Firefly. The guy Alan Tudyk or whatever his name is.
Not sure.
He's got really big eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ends up fucking saving the Earth from, and there's only little kids can see him what he truly is.
Oh, God.
It's an alien and shit. It's fucking funny as shit. Resident Alien.
I like him. I've loved him since Firefly. I feel like that's a show. It's like I've been passing you the nuggets. I passed you nuggets.
I know what the Firefly is. I remember seeing it on TV, but I'd never really watched it. But I know what it is.
I think
you know
you'd
what I mean?
really like it because I know you like Western type stuff.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. So last podcast, you asked the question, if I could be any character I wanted to be, like right?
And we joked about Rooster Coburn.
And you fucking answered the question for me and then moved on.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Because I feel like we do.
Because you're like, oh, you'd be really good as that rooster guy, or Rooster Cockburn,
I feel like we
I
were
said,
both
yeah,
going.
Rooster Cockburn, yeah. And then, and then you went on to fucking. I was like, I never really did answer it.
Sorry about that. I thought we were both about to say that, and then we were both coming up with it.
It's okay, you prick.
Okay, sorry,
No, it's
you
okay.
old bastard.
Prick.
So what was your answer?
Well, you know what? I think.
Oh,
I'd rather play something totally different.
could you speak into the mic, please?
I'd rather play something totally different.
I'm sorry, that was such a fucking asshole thing.
I think I could play like a real nerdy guy, or
I'm sorry.
I'd like to be like an intellect.
So sorry.
I maybe play somebody smart, something I'm not.
What were you actually thinking?
So that
You want to play somebody smart?
I don't want to play something that okay,
Is it a reflection of yourself? Like
yeah.
Flintlock is kind of a reflection of you.
Well,
In a sense.
you think so? Like I'm an outdoorsy guy, and whatever, hunter, and live in the woods, and that's kind of the persona I kind of
You want to play Dormus.
wear. I could play. I'd rather play anything. I can do anything. I think.
You could. You just have to want to do it.
I can.
So if you wanted to do something that would completely step you out of what you think is expected of you, what would that thing be?
I don't know.
You want to play an intellectual socialite
I think I could be like Steve Jobs or something.
Could be Steve Jobs. I'm gonna write you a fucking part. And I'm gonna say, who's the worst person to play this? Who would pull it off beautifully? Who would be like Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man?
Like,
They didn't want him for it, and he was perfect.
yeah.
You could be one of those suit wearing, neodyne types. Rules over. Stands with his desk behind him, looking out at glass at a big city.
The only characters I can play all relate to. What's the fucking thing called? Game of Thrones. No.
Which Game of Thrones character would you want to play? Fuck who you would be best cast as. Who would you want to play?
Yeah, see, I can't remember all the characters. No, I fucking don't remember these. You guys fucking are ripping off fucking these girls, what these girls' tits look like, this, that, and everything else.
I remember tits, so I can't help it. But I also read the books, though, so I know the characters in that way. And the thing is, people are like, oh, there's so many characters on this show. How am I supposed to remember all the names? There's 10 times more names in the book. It's so much more confusing. Like, you look at what Jorah Mormont's character, and it's like, oh, fucking Jorah. How am I supposed to remember who that guy is? Well, he's depicting the storyline of 6 characters from the fucking books. He's Griff. He's Jorah. He's 3 other characters. He's fucking Davos. He's everybody. No, Davos is Davos. But, like, when you are watching the show after you've read the book, it's so much fucking easier to know what's going on in the show.
Right.
Because it's condensed.
Yeah.
Nicely. But can you think of, like, you don't even have to say the character's name, say what they did or what they were known for or what scene you loved, and you're like, I'd love to do that. I'd love to be that guy. Can you think of anybody? You know who I think you'd be fucking great as?
Who?
Tywin Lannister.
See, I don't know who that is.
That's Cersei and Jaime's father. He comes into King's Landing. He takes over his Hand of the Kings. Very, very serious. The first time you see him, he's skinning the stag.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, he's one of the great. Tyrion shoots him while he's taking a shit. Tyrion Lannister's dad. Tyrion always has a bad relationship with his father. Every time they talk, you can tell his father's like disappointed that he's his most capable child, but he's physically like he's a dwarf. But no, Tyrion Lannister's a fucking great character. Very well acted. If I could be anybody.
I think I could play the dwarf.
Yeah, you could play the dwarf. You could set it up. You have the
around on my knees.
You have the snark for it. You could. I could also play him though because he likes to interrupt people and answer their questions and answer their thoughts for them.
But yeah, so I mean. But I guess in a way you're like, I think I can play anybody, but it'd be a character like Indiana Jones or something maybe. But I guess that falls in with the flintlock whole fucking level of type of fucking character.
If you played Bullock,
Solo.
If you played Bullock instead, that would be more out of your comfort zone. Bullock's the guy in the first one who hires him. No, wait, is he in the third one? Bullock. I think he's in the third. No, fuck me. I can't remember if he's in the third or the first.
What does he do? He hires him.
No, Bullock is in the third. He's the one who hires Jones to go looking for the tablet that says where the Grail is. And he hired his dad first.
Oh.
And then you find out later that he's working with he's just trying to steal the Grail. And that he is fucking over both of them. I think that's who he was. But he was like a very rich, very powerful man who liked to collect.
Right.
Yeah. Play that instead of Jones. Jones is a little too flintlocky. And I mean, again, this is one of the things you were talking about before when you're talking about a comedian playing a serious role or a serious actor playing a comedian. It's like stepping out of what's expected of you. Sometimes that's where people truly shine, when they show people like, hey, fuck you. Not everybody needs to stay in their box all the time.
Yeah.
That's that dog shit.
That's my answer. No ears, though.
No ears? No dog coding?
Dog code.
You're not going to stay in your box?
Dog code.
Dog code. What the fuck? Why did you show me that fucking video? I'm not going to talk about it to anybody.
But that's
And I'm going to let it die as best I can. Like,
fucked up online.
you know the way they killed Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
They stopped talking about him. That's how they killed him.
After he was dead.
Well,
But he's not gone though. He's still there.
because they start talking about him again. But the way, did you ever see Freddy versus Jason?
Yes. Yeah.
The way they took away Freddy's power enough that he couldn't hurt anybody is they put everybody who'd ever seen him or remembered him, and they put him in a mental institution and they put them to sleep. And anybody, they would put all the kids on medication that they couldn't dream.
Mm. Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Freddy lost all his power. His power was based on fear
Right.
and people being afraid of him. And the way he got his power back was to wake Jason and send him to Elm Street. And when Jason started killing people, the few people who did know something and just wouldn't really talk about it started talking about him again. And then the name went out and everyone started asking, and Freddy slowly got the power back.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes when it comes to fucking losery people on the internet that I hate, the only thing I can do, the only power I have to fight back is to just not talk about them. Not spread it, not be like sending the video to somebody like, look at this fucking loser. It's like you're giving them attention by sending them around. And that's why sometimes saying stupid shit on the internet is a great way to get it, recognition for your podcast. Just can't wait for people to start cutting out clips. Look what these fucking guys said. Fucking assholes in their stupid hats and sunglasses. The fucking fat loudmouth guy, and the old guy just tolerates him. He's a fucking rude bastard.
Fuck. Well, speaking of horror movies, the Annabelle doll this weekend was a hit.
Oh, I saw the pictures. Looked awesome.
He fucking opened up the box and he was like, "You guys are fucked."
Where do you think he's going to put it?
Well, oh God. So when he was in college, taking like a photography course for his eventual business and all that. One of the classes is he had to take these pictures of like portraits of people.
Yeah.
And he has this one of this girl. And it's been making the rounds in our house for the last fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
We'd hide this picture under a pillow or up in a ceiling fan or in a closet. And now we all live in different houses. This picture's been making its round. You slip it in somewhere and leave it. And we thought the picture was fucking gone. We haven't seen it in like a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, but this Annabelle doll, so he gets it. So that night, fucking, she was everywhere. She was in the garage. We were playing beer pong. She was sitting in a chair at the fire. She was all over the place. And then at night, when everybody left, we were sleeping downstairs, and right down the stairs there. And Denise gets up in the morning, goes up the stairs, goes to the washroom, comes back down. As she gets into the bed, she kind of rustles me. I roll over and look, and there's fucking Annabelle standing on the stairway looking at him. I'm like,
God.
"You fuckers!" Right?
You've opened a can of worms now.
So I picked it up and I carried it upstairs and I put it right in front of their door. And then in the morning, he opened the door. He's like, "Oh, you fuckers!"
That's funny.
And then he got up and milled around and went back to bed. So my wife Denise, she picked up Annabelle and put it light in bed beside him.
Oh God.
So I think Annabelle's taking over the picture. I think she's gonna start fucking popping up everywhere.
Well, that'll be a fun thing.
Yeah.
It's good. Shit like that's fun. Keeps people engaged, finding new ways to one up each other. Like, what's the most fucked up thing we could do with this Annabelle doll to really freak somebody out? That's awesome.
It's all good. Anyways, on that note, how's your beer?
My beer is empty.
Yeah, me too.
I think we've done enough drinking for one podcast.
Next week I'll be hunting. I'll be gone all week.
Okay.
So maybe we'll record, I don't know, Friday or something, or Thursday or something.
Well, yeah, we can do whatever works.
Or we'll miss a week.
No, we don't want that. We don't have one in the chamber like we used to.
So, well, we kind of do. Kind of have that 0.9.5.
That's true. We have the 0.5. We've also I feel like we went about 30 minutes over where we were going to stop. We finished talking.
That's what we
about,
do.
We finished talking about our segments and we just started going. But I mean, hey, that's
what we do.
That's what we do, especially with 3 cans on the table.
All right. So yeah. Cool. Next time we'll get a guest.
We will. We'll have somebody if we're gonna do it Friday. I'll chat up some people, see
Yeah,
who's
might have to
available.
do it Thursday. Friday's not gonna work.
Okay. Well, we'll figure something out.
All right.
We always do. Until then,
Move north,
buy a truck.
get her pregnant.
Well, I changed it. So it used to be like move up north, buy a truck, buy a Jeep, whatever. But now it's just like, you know what?
Somebody's gonna get pregnant.
Button points. Move north, buy a truck, get her pregnant. Somebody gonna get pregnant.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Adios.
I just hit my face.
Oh wait, I just pressed the wrong button.
Just like
somebody gonna get pregnant. Watch out, you better watch out, cause somebody gonna get pregnant. You better watch out, you better watch out, cause somebody gonna get pregnant. You better watch out, you better watch out, cause somebody gonna get pregnant.